my goodness, hello. And good time zone. And what is up, gamers? Hi, everyone. We're back. Oh my goodness, I have missed y'all so much. I was very sad to not be able to stream it all last week. I was very sick. And as much as I know that there are wonderful people in this community who will absolutely insist that this is not the case, there is always a fear as a person who makes stuff for an audience on the internet that if you take a break, if you break from your schedule, if you take a break from your regular do things schedule, if you have to be away for a period of time and you're just slightly irregular, that people will kind of disappear and not come back, and suddenly you'll come back and there's just no one there. And you're basically back at square one and streaming to like 0 people. Or posting videos that get like 4 views or whatever. And I mean, it sounds like a really stupid thing to be worried about, but you know, when it feels like you've built like a pretty nice, pretty solid community of people, there is a fear that like you'll just lose that. Not necessarily because people don't want to, you know, keep up with you and see what you're doing and hang out with you when you're on stream, but like that the platforms you're on will just not notify them when you're doing stuff, which sometimes they do, especially if you're not consistent, which they like to punish you for. So here I am, nervous, but very happy to be back, and I'm very hopeful that a week's absence won't horribly damage my stream. I don't think it will. But hi, hello, oh god. Hi, sunshine. So, just before stream started, I had a little bit of a scare. I didn't realize quite what time it was relative to my moderator/spouse finishing work for the day and coming home and catching, I guess, a fairly speedy bus. Because I was in the kitchen, I had the sink running, and I was washing a teacup to make my tea, and I just hear a voice. But the sink is running, and the kitchen is on the other side of the house from the front door. So I just hear a voice, and it scared the crap out of me. Because for like just a split second, just enough of a split, what is my screen doing? Screen, what the hell are you doing? Oh no! Why has my screen placement gone so tiny? What? Oh no! I'm so confused. Oh no. Which one is, no, that's my Viato tube is tiny and should be over in this oh, I know why the screen is wrong. We're on the wrong screen. Hold up. Why can I even see this on this screen?
Attention,
Twitch user Sammy Kelsch.
shoppers.
Well, thank you very much to everyone who didn't tell me I was muted. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. Don't let's think about how long I spent muted on stream, or I'll feel sad. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. How's it going? It's lovely to see you. And welcome. Hope you had a wonderful stream, Sammy, and thank you so much for the raid. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you again for entrusting me, the clearly incredibly professional streamer who has not forgotten how to stream in the week that they were off sick. Oh my god. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Thank you so much for the raid. What were you up to today? I would love to hear all about it. Kindred says, I just thought you were ignoring us. Bigman, welcome in. Hello, both of you. Hello, raiders. Welcome. And hello. And to anyone who's been lurking with the stream open in like a tab with the sound muted, thank you so much. I appreciate when Numby go up. It does make me feel good, and you are so valid. Anyways. What are you up to today, Sammy Ann? It's lovely to see you. We are messing with plovers today, and I guess I'm gonna have to reintroduce all of these birds. It is the pandemic, says Sammy Ann. Oh no, not again. I started muted for longer than I want to admit on mine. Oh no. Oh no. In my defense, all of my settings like reset themselves because I guess because I hadn't opened the stream software in like well over a week, it just forgot all of my settings, including what microphone I use on this scene. So I checked that it was working on every other window, but apparently not this one, so yay! Anyways, we are working on, oh my gosh, video game nostalgia cards for commission. Ooh, that sounds like so much fun. Dare I ask what flavor of video game they might be? That is really, really cool. And as always, art tax is optional, but very, very welcome. If there's anything you want to share with us here on the stream, you can whisper a link to me, and I would be very happy to share it with the class, whether it's what you've been working on right now, or something else, or your socials. It's all good. We're happy to see it. For anybody who's new here, welcome in. Hi, thank you for not leaving en masse when I was muted. I don't know how long I was muted for. Oh my god. Anyways, hi everybody. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm usually a semi-more professional streamer than I am right now. I had like a week where I had an absolutely horrible cold and was not able to stream. And so I'm having to remember how to do it now, and it's going interestingly. But I'm a traditional artist. I do art streams on Monday and most Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays and occasionally on Thursdays as well if I'm feeling spicy. I'm working on just a collection of plovers because they're one of my favorite sort of subcategories of bird. I think they're so stinking cute and they make me feel very happy. So today I'm a bird artist, but I'm not always. I'm going to mute the mic for just a second because your girl needs to blow their nose. 1 second. Do not get sick, y'all. 0 out of 10 do not recommend. Honestly, I know that like everyone's over it these days, but I kind of recommend if you're gonna be in like a crowded space, it might be worth masking up. Like if you're gonna be on a super crowded bus on a super cold and damp day, or you're going to the supermarket at a really busy time, it might just be worth it. I don't know if it means that some airborne germs, maybe less of them make it into your respiratory system. Because I've been sick basically for the entirety of the year, and it has been absolute freaking pants. Not a good start to the year. So, yeah. Anyways, but I'm feeling better now. I'm feeling a lot better now. I'm feeling much zippier today. And I drew 6 plovers, so you know that's something. Anyways. We are going to take a little look at the old social medias, if I can spell correctly. First of all, for anyone who's new here and isn't familiar with what my art looks like, here is one of my social media. It's not actually the one that I hang out on the most these days, but it is, it's still where most of my art goes, as well as Blue Sky, Tumblr, Pixel Fed, Kara, Mastodon, you know, trying to cast my net as widely as possible. Oh, and my YouTube VOD channel, if you miss any streams and you want to go back and watch them for some genuinely, excellent reason, I'm sure. Hello, YouTube. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. But anyways, here's an artwork I did recently. There was, a project orchestrated by some fans of the pirate program, TV's Our Flag Means Death, where they had a whole bunch of artists do a single animation frame to animate like a scene from the show. It was very fun to do, and I did 2 frames. I did this frame, and then I did this frame in watercolor, and it was very fun. It's always weird trying to sort of semi-adapt my character drawing style to like somewhat more human proportions. Obviously, I still drew the hands as mittens because like it's me, but I was looking at my initial sketch for this, and I was like, oh, they look so weirdly tall, and their heads are tiny, so I did end up adjusting it slightly to somewhat more cartoonish proportions, because it just looked weird. And here's just a more regular art of mine. This is having some breakfast in the 18th century with some toast and jam and a nice cup of hot chocolate. Very fancy. Anyways, that's the kind of gubbins that I get up to. But what does Sammy Ann get up to? Beautiful, beautiful whimsy stuff. Whimsical stuff, if I do say so myself. There was this piece that she posted a couple days ago. It's so cute. It's very Valentine's Day little dragons. I love it so much. And Sammy Ann also has a Patreon if you're considering supporting somebody. I highly recommend. Get a load of this absolute whimsy. Look what you get. It's delightful. So go do that. Anyways, thank you again, Sammy Ann, for the raid. I really appreciate it. Anyways, what was Sammy Ann working on today? Sammy Ann says we were working on a SNES. Ooh, my favorite. Or one of my favorites. One of my childhood favorites, certainly. But there's a Switch, a PS2, and a NES on the list at the moment. Ooh, so nice, so nice. I love that. That's so much fun. Sammy Ann says, absolutely check Sammy out because Sammy's the sweetest and just a marvelous art. No, you. I think you mean you. You are. So there. Anyways. Let me get another shout out for Sammy Ann in the chat because I can. And then we catch up with chat. Kindred says, came back from a trip a couple weeks ago and masked up with an N95 the moment I stepped into the airport. I did not get sick despite those around me who were hacking. That's excellent, and I'm very happy to hear that you didn't get sick. Cause yeah, I went to Cardiff for like 3 days and I came back with just the absolute most horrible, stinking cold. Like my, I would have attempted to, I've attempted to stream while having cold before. But last week I was so worn out. I had blown, not to get too into gory details, but you know when you've had to blow your nose a lot when you're sick and like your nose gets sore because like of the abrasiveness of like the tissue paper and the damp and all that. So not only was my nose sore, I actually, like, my upper lip got sore from blowing my nose so many times and, you know, rubbing it with like, Kleenex tissues that I actually, like, the skin broke on my upper lip and it looked like I'd, you know, been in a fight or something or, like, hurt myself. But it was literally just the constant scratching from like, tissues. It was intense. And then there were a number of days there where just, like, I could not breathe properly. And basically couldn't do much other than, like, lie down. So, today, I honestly feel, like, pretty close to normal. I haven't done any major physical exertion, which might change things. But for the moment, I feel fairly close to normal. So I'm very happy to be here. And sitting and painting is thankfully something I can safely do. So here I am. Anywho. Sammy Ann says, I'm pretty sure I mean you. Hey. But also you. Also you, okay? Also you. How's that? Thank you. Nose blowing injuries are the salt in the sickness wound, says Kindred. Truly, truly. It's just the worst. Also, I find a lot of, like, conventional cold wisdom just doesn't seem to work well for me for some reason. I don't know why. Sparkling, thank you so much for the lurk. I hope you have a lovely, lovely lurk. Welcome in. A lot of, like, traditional cold stuff. It's like, oh, does your throat hurt? Avoid eating things like dry toast and, you know, like, drink lots of hot tea with honey. And then I try drinking hot tea with honey and I'm like, this hurts and feels bad, but I can eat a packet of salted crisps and it feels fine and it feels better while I'm eating them. Take that, science! I guess I'm just a human anomaly. Anyways. So I actually often struggle to hydrate enough when I'm sick, partially because when I have a sore throat, I actually find that, like, trying to sip, you know, whether it's hot tea or, like, or water or, any liquids, really, will end up hurting my throat more than just not doing anything, which is terrible because I know the drinking stuff makes you get better faster. Maybe I should investigate jelly. Maybe jelly is the good choice. Maybe jelly don't hurt so much. I know that, like, Japan has all of these jelly drinks that you can get. They come in little, like, squeezy pouches with a little spout at the top, and you just sort of squeeze the jelly in to drink it. They have, like, vitamin jelly and energy jelly, and they have, last time I checked, they had, like, a vitamin C lemon jelly, and I'm like, that would have been super useful when I was super sick. Damn it! I might pick some up anyways. Because it sounds really good. I like, if you've ever had the drink CC Lemon, I'm a big fan of CC Lemon. It's probably got just an absolute butt ton of sugar in it, but it's like this very tart lemon drink that has a ton of vitamin C in it. Like a very high amount of vitamin C. So it's especially good when you're not very well. When you're not very well, you're not absorbing vitamins as efficiently as you normally would, so it's usually a good idea to try and get some extra vitamins in there. But yeah, CC Lemon's yummy. They say something like, I don't know, there's 33 lemons worth of vitamin C in this drink, but I don't think they juice that many lemons into it because that wouldn't fit in the tin. Anyways, today's tea, as you can tell, is yellow. It's not lemon, it is turnip. It is turmeric and pineapple. I'm not sure I would enjoy turnip tea. I'm not sure I would, but, you know, hey. I didn't think I'd enjoy turmeric and pineapple as much as I do, so who knows. Anyways, Sammy answers my 6-time comfort food is corn twist. Salty as heck, but melts in your mouth. Oh, delightful. Kendron says you do you, and Sammy answers, okay, I'm going to leave the friends cozy here and go do stuff with the family. Have a lovely lurk, Sammy Ann, and thank you once again for the raid. I really do appreciate it. You are very kind to entrust me with your lovely people. And I'm very happy to have you all here with me. What are we doing? Oh yeah, plovers.
Sammy Ann Art cheered. X100. See you next stream.
Sammy Ann, thank you very much for the 100 biddies. That is incredibly sweet. Thank you, and have a lovely rest of your day. Oh my god. Dan! Hello, Dan. Welcome in. How are you doing? It is lovely to see you and welcome. Dan says, I don't think I can attempt to do the voice, but in the voice of the musician Shaggy, Mr. Plover Lover. Mr. Plover Lover. I can't, I'm not attempting to do the voice. I'm just trying to do, like, a dude voice. Because I think people will get mad if I try to do an impression of Shaggy. I could do an impression of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Oh, what are we gonna do now, Scoob? Mr. Plover Lover. Anyways, that's not very good either. No, sweetheart. No Twitch user Sledge Callie. You're not P Lover. Plover. As in the burbs. These little guys what we're gonna paint today. Hello. Also, hello, darling. It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. For anyone who doesn't know, Twitch user Sledge Callier is my moderator and my spouse, and we are in love. I could potentially, like, seek out where I have my, swatch sheet for these paints. But I also, you know, sometimes I just can't. Sometimes you just gotta can't. And today I just gotta can't. So, I'm just checking out the, like, relevant colors. I'm gonna need black and brown and orange and red and yellow. And I'm not gonna need blue and purple and green at all. Because we are just painting some birds. And these birds have not the most colorful of plumage, but I just think they're super cute. If you're not familiar with plovers as, like, a subcategory of bird, they are shorebirds. So they wade around on seashores and lake shores. Okay, all of these colors seem fine, so I think I made an okay choice in picking this palette for today. They wade around on seashores and lake shores and will dip their little beaks into the sand, looking for little creatures to eat. Yum yum, little buggies. And this little guy is the crab plover because they like little crabs. We're sure they're birds. We're pretty sure they're birds, darling. We're pretty sure they're birds. But what are birds? We just don't know. Thank you, sunshine. Let me, if I may, pull up a picture of our first attempt at a bird, which is the crab plover. Because I'm gonna paint, I think, from right to left, because that feels like probably the safest way to do it, actually. Oh, this one's got a little crab in its move. That's really cute. Oh no, why is it previewing the image so tiny? That's annoying. Hold up. This one is in flight and has a crab in its mouth. I think if I can find one that's just kind of standing there, that's probably gonna be easier as a reference for me for like the colors of it. Here's one. Or actually, is there a better one where I can see more of it? Here's one. Okay, I'm gonna open that in its own tab so we can have a look at the colors of the crab plover, which are quite. I would describe the colors of this bird as elegant. I would describe the colors of this bird as elegant. What do you think? It's very monochrome. So I think this will be a nice fun one to paint. And hopefully will turn out cute. And hopefully I did an okay job with the sketch as well. The sketch is here. This guy right here is our crab plover. They have very long legs. I think they've got the longest legs relative to their bodies of any of the plovers that I've drawn here today. The rest of them all have relatively similar shapes. There is some variation among the plover family. Some of them are sort of more long-necked and tall than others, and some of them are more sort of squat and spherical, but not like mega spherical, but just like average amount of spherical. So let's see. I did mention earlier, and I don't know whether or not this is to the portion of the stream where I was muted, and I'm so sorry about that. But we had the crab plover, who's from like sort of the Pacific areas sort of on like Pacific shorelines. And Pacific Islands, the shore plover, who's from New Zealand, a very, very rare bird, the shore plover, and we love them with our whole heart. They are so cute. We have the pied plover from South America, specifically sort of northern South America, if that makes sense. The piping plover, which is from my part of the world in Ontario and sort of the surrounding Great Lakes area into the sort of that bit of the central northeastern United States, I guess. Great Lakes area, roughly, like Lake Ontario, that kind of thing. Piping plovers. The Caspian plover from Central Asia, and the common ringed plover, who is like Europe-ish, largely, I think, into maybe Iceland, Greenland, maybe stuff. I can't remember. Anyways, it's got a pretty reasonable. I mean, it is common. They do call it the common ringed plover, but I think it's the exceptional ringed plover because I think it's beautiful and wonderful in every way. Because I just love birds. Okay. Dan says northern South America on the border with southern North America. Yes, exactly, Dan. You get it. Thank you. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea, which is genuinely very, very delicious, and I'm going to be sad when I run out of it. But also it's got like the nice sort of like sweetness from sort of the pineapple-ishness to it, but it's also got this like a little bit of like earthiness from the turmeric. But also turmeric's just really good for you. It's a good anti-inflammatory, so you should get some turmeric in your life, unless you're allergic to it. And do be forewarned, if you use, like, gray plastic cooking implements, if you have, like, a slotted spoon or something or a spatula that you use to stir your cooking stuff, and it's, like, gray, and you make something with turmeric in it, it's gonna look so nasty. Because that turmeric is gonna want to stain. anything it comes into contact with. And if it tries to stain your gray slotted spoon is going to look so nasty. Don't ask how I know this. Okay, fine, ask how I know this, but listen. It was worth it, okay? How you know this is Sledge? Some strangely yellowed kitchen implements. That's how I know this. Oh man, the time that I bought a little like battery powered like milk frother, like hand whisk thing. And the first thing that I did with it after like pre-washing it, because you should do that with anything that comes into your kitchen that you're going to use, you should wash it first, even if it's brand new, because you don't know where it's been. This little milk frother, but it wasn't a metal one because it was designed to be used with matcha, and with matcha you're not really supposed to use a metal whisk for some reason. I don't know why. But this was made out of like a bamboo based material, and the first thing that I made with it specifically, I made myself like a turmeric milk with it. Which meant that I learned a few things that day. That A, you don't put that milk frother into like a full cup because it will just spill everywhere and make a horrible mess. The second thing that I learned is that because of the nature of the material, it will stain super, super like neon yellow if you use it to make turmeric milk. And see, that turmeric milk was delicious. Anyways, hello, Talis. Welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. Hello, hello, hello. Shall I actually start painting a bird? It's only 47 minutes into stream. I know, and that's like early, but I think I could start painting the crab plover. So things to note about the crab plover is dudes around in like the Pacific sort of areas. But also, importantly, to note is not actually... It's called a plover, but it's not actually in the same, like, scientific family as other plovers. It is actually it is the only member of the family Dromididae. And it's actually more closely related to gulls than other plovers. As for why it's called a crab plover, it might just be because of where it likes to hang out and what it likes to do. I don't know. But it's very cute, and I love it, and it makes me very happy to look at. Anyways, yeah, you find it on a lot of, like, Pacific shorelines, so places like India and islands in the Pacific and along sort of the east coast of Africa kind of thing. Anyways, I'm doing okay for a Monday, says Talis. Glad to hear it. Hope Sammy and chat are all well. I am doing a lot better than I was last week. Thank you for the well wishes. In case you missed it last week, I was super sick and wasn't able to stream at all, and I felt really bad about that, and I felt really nervous. Because anytime you break your schedule, there's always, at least for me anyways, there's always a fear that, like, you'll lose people. And they just won't come back, or they just won't have the channel recommended to them, which is really annoying. Or they just won't get notified, etc., etc., etc. I've had it happen a couple times before that people have said, like, you're like an hour into stream and Twitch just didn't tell me you were live. Thanks, Twitch. And I'm like, no. Anyways, I have a Discord. If you want to find out when I'm live, I always post it to Discord. And I post it to a lot of socials as well. But if you don't want to have any of those, then respect. And you definitely don't have to join either. No pressure. But they are all there in case anybody wants to. Anyways. I'm glad that you recovered, says Tals. I thank you very much indeed. It was, frankly, a bit of a doozy. But I am feeling a lot better now. Okay, now some of these birds are very kind of black and white. And I'm wondering whether I should do just a little bit of gray shading on the wing portion. In fact, I think that is what I'm going to do. Is just add a little bit of gray onto this portion of the wing here. And it's going to be kind of flanked by, there's black here and then under the underside of the wing as well. And then just a nice little bit of soft gray in the middle. So I think that's all the gray I'm going to do for this little guy, actually, for the moment. I'll probably go back in and add some, like, shading and stuff when we get to that, but it's a little bit different. Tulsa says, I saw your comment on the Drawfee video last week, or was it the week before, and it was real. Hey, I know that first moment. Oh my gosh! Yes! Sometimes I comment on videos on YouTube. Perhaps not always in my best interest, but sometimes I feel moved to comment, especially if it's a channel that I like and I have something to share, or I'm like, damn, I really like that and I want to say so. And I did that time, and I was very pleased to know that I was pleased to learn to know that that I got a number of replies to that comment, and everyone was so friendly, and all of the comments were really sweet and nice and funny, and it was just a nice time. It was a nice conversation thread. Which stands in contrast to some other comment sections of other YouTube channels that I've experienced, where I don't know how hard it is to cultivate a community in your YouTube comment section. Certainly if I ever get YouTube comments where I'm like, whoa, I don't think this is a nice thing to say, I just nuke them, because it's very nice that YouTube gives you the opportunity to just delete comments if they are people being shitbags, and I love that. I posted a YouTube short a couple weeks ago to my VOD channel. I'm experimenting with posting, like, the kinds of things that I make into Instagram reels of my art as just, like, short videos on my my secondary YouTube channel, where I just, like, put up my lightly edited stream VODs. Basically, I take out the music from the stream VODs, because I don't have an epidemic license for more than one YouTube channel, and I'm already using my license on my main channel. But it doesn't erase any content. It just means that I have to actually make an effort to, like, edit it, and then spend, like, 3 hours waiting for it to finish rendering before I can post it there. Oh no! Anyways, I've experimented with posting the kinds of things that I make into Instagram Reels over on YouTube as well, as a means of, trying to find new people who might like my stuff, and new people to talk art with, and to sort of be mutually inspired by, or people who just might, I don't know, want to look at the things I do and buy prints and that kind of thing. It's been going. I've done 2 of them now, and I've learned a couple things. First thing I have learned is that genuinely YouTube's algorithm is borked for small channels. It is so borked for small channels. I can see when I post like a short video, I can look into the analytics and see what search terms people are using to arrive at my video. And most of them have nothing to do with my video, and are not, like, words that I used in the description or tags at all. Like, there was one where it was a little sketchbook drawing that I did of a vampire on a date, and it was being found by people searching for things like Roblox. That is not what a person searching for Roblox is looking for. That's broken. Like, this one recently, I was like, oh, someone found it through search. What did they search for? They searched for an Indonesian web series that's not in English. How is this relevant to that? It is not. That kind of thing keeps showing up in my analytics, that things are just showing up in completely irrelevant search results. I'm using relevant words like, watercolor or sketchbook, or, just like traditional art, or something to do with the subject matter I'm drawing. If I'm doing a little landscape, I'll do, like, landscape painting, that kind of thing. And it's just throwing it into, like, oh, Minecraft tag. Like, what? But then on the inverse of this is that I will occasionally, when you're watching like a mainline non-short YouTube video, you'll get recommendations. Either if you're on your phone, then they'll be under the video. If you're watching on your computer, they'll be sort of to the right. And a lot of them will be like other things from the same channel, or other things to do of similar subjects, or other things from other channels that you watch a lot, or things that you're subscribed to, or things that are relevant to that. And then And then you'll get a video that has like 4 views, and it's like a Christian podcast. And I'm like, algorithmically, based on the other videos that I have watched, what on earth makes you think I'm going to watch a Christian podcast? Or I get lots of videos about crochet recommended to me, but like specifically like crochet vlogs of people I don't know that have like 40 views. Or here's the family vlog of someone that has like 100 views. Or a high school art class's final exam art project that they posted to YouTube that has 15 views. I'm like, this, I don't even think this item should be public. And the algorithm is not doing it any favors by recommending it to me, because it's not relevant to any of my interests. I get like, oh man, like a panel from a business seminar that's 3 hours long and gets in my recommendations feed that has nothing to do with any of the things that I actually watch. And I'm like, if my videos are getting put into people's feeds who are looking for things like business seminars or, you know, a video game that I've never played, or, you know, other stuff, it's like, of course they're not going to like this content. Of course they're going to skip it, or they're going to thumbs down it, or they're going to make a comment to say, like, sorry, I'm not impressed, which is the one comment I got on my last YouTube short. And that made me feel a little bit sad, but I also realized then this artwork is not for you, and you clearly have misunderstood the purpose of it, but also it probably wasn't what you wanted to see. That isn't my fault, and it's not a judgment of my work. It's just you are not the audience for it. And I have to work hard to remind myself of this, but YouTube also does a really bad job of recommending small channels to the right audience members. And it's annoying and stupid. Anyways, Turnip, hi! You're here just in time for my rant. Thank you for the kiwis. Tal says, good job, YouTube search. Yeah, I feel great about it. Dan says, I was searching for Roblox when I found you. I wasn't impressed. What else can I say? I mean, the thing about the comment of the person saying that they weren't impressed, which I deleted, because I can, is that it was a little, so I have a sketchbook that is about maybe like half the size of this. Like, the paper is tiny. Like, it's half the size of this piece of paper, and then a little bit smaller than that. And I just was doing a very scrungly little fine liner sketch in that sketchbook and decided to film it while I was at the coffee shop one day. And just as a nice little, you know, watching someone do a little scribbly sketch of something video. And it got about 500 views, which is not too bad. And it got 2 downvotes. And 1 comment of someone saying that they weren't impressed by it. And I think that the interesting thing about that to me is that I think it speaks to what a lot of, like, people who don't necessarily look for art content, when they see art content, it's a lot of the, like, kind of sort of, wow, so amazing, content aggregator type art that's like, wow, this artist drew, like, perfectly recreated this photo but in colored pencils. And I'm like, yeah, that requires a ton of skill and probably took them like 100 hours to do. And it's impressive to see. It's also a very different type of thing compared to, I did a little like thumbnail sketch of a small like scene in a notebook the size of a business card in 10 minutes or less. They're going to be very different, and the aim of the content is very different. One is designed to impress, and the other one is designed to, I don't know, just follow along with me and some quiet ambient cafe noise for a couple of minutes while I do a little low-stress sketch that is not really intended to necessarily be of the highest caliber I can produce. Because sometimes that's what sketchbooks are for, and I think, I don't know, the relentless, everything has to be perfect stream of the internet kind of wants you to forget that, which is really annoying to me. Because I like doing little scrungly drawings in my sketchbooks. I think it's good. I think it's a good practice to get into as an artist. But I shall persevere and continue to delete comments if people are shitty. But it does make me feel a little bit sad. But I also fully understand people downvoting content if it shows up in their like recommendations when they're looking for, I don't know, like let's play videos of Call of Duty, and they get, hey, here's 2 minutes of me doing a little like watercolor sketch or something, because it's not what they want. That's not what they're looking for. They're not telling me, yo, you suck. They're telling YouTube, why the hell is this here? And I understand the frustration of that. Turnip is lurking. Thank you so much for the lurk, Turnip. But YouTube is a silly place. I hope you get nicer comments. Thank you, Turnip. I really appreciate it. I will say, on the whole, the comments that I get on like my mainline channel content have all been incredibly nice and supportive. And I have had no mean people on my actual, like, I spent months researching this and now I'm going to present it to you type of videos. The people who comment on those are really sweet. Usually people I'm already friends with. Here's a link to my YouTube channel. This is my mainline YouTube channel where I do like actual videos that I edit and stuff. If anyone watching feels so inclined and wanted to click subscribe, you'll get to find out when I post my next one, which I hopefully will soon now that I'm over my cold. And I can actually finish filming it, which I'm very excited about. I was hoping to get a little bit more painting done before the first BRB break, but I have to BRB in like a few seconds. So do stick around, have a beverage, have a sip, have a stretch. I am going to do all of those things. And I will be back very, very shortly. There may be some ads if you are not subbed, but you ain't gonna miss anything, because I am going to be doing my sipping and stretching and all that, and just the BRB screen. So I hope you enjoy the BRB screen, which is, where is it? It's here. Hello, BRB screen. Is the BRB song playing? Yay, it is. Okay, I will see you very shortly. BRB, everybody. Enjoy the music. Friends, I'm back. Say goodbye to the music. And hello to the artwork. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I just remembered I had a cup of coffee in the other room, so I'm gonna also be drinking that. I was gonna make myself a third drink, and then I was like, wait, I didn't finish my coffee from earlier. Where's that? Ah, delicious. That's a nice dark chocolate tang to it, which I really enjoy. I'm also putting on an cardigan, because cardigan make me feel all nice and warm and cozy. Anyways, I hope y'all had a good BRB. Nice to be back in the room. Hello. Hope that y'all had good weekends. Hope that you all had good previous weeks. How is everyone doing? How are you all doing? I hope you are all very, very well indeed. I don't want to belabor the fact that I was sick again, because that's not the funnest thing to talk about. It's a bit boring. But I also I don't know. I feel like I don't have a lot to report, because I haven't really done much in the last week. I guess I can tell you about my wedding anniversary. It was lovely, because we've been married for 10 years, and so we went away for a few days. A couple of really amazing things happened while we were away. We had some really, really nice meals. We went to Taco Bell twice, and I've come back with so many packets of the Taco Bell sauce. Oh boy. I'm looking forward to drizzling that on some beans and tostadas and crunchy nacho-y type situations. I just love that stuff. It is genuinely a good sauce. I know it's like fast food is Taco Bell, but man, their sauce is good, okay? So I was very excited to be able to get some additional sauce packets to take home. Hooray! And make my own little Mexican foodios. So that'll be good. Well, Mexican foodios, but honestly, the British idea of Mexican food is very well, it's worse than the Canadian one for sure. Definitely worse than the Canadian one. Probably because historically there's been significantly less less immigration from Mexico to the UK than from Mexico to countries on the same landmass as it. Whereas, you know, for instance, it's a lot easier to find, like, specifically, you know, sort of European ingredients in specialty shops here than it is to find specifically Mexican ingredients in specialty shops here, just because there's more people who are here from other parts of Europe. Oh, here she goes again, banging on about Mexican immigration. I really appreciate when they bring good food with them. And I do really love the foods of Mexico, and my sad approximations of them with the ingredients I can get in the UK. Shout out to every time in my life that I have bought what they class as a perfectly ripe avocado. I don't like buying the perfectly ripe avocados because they come I suppose because so they don't bruise, but they come packaged in like an additional clamshell, probably to keep them safe. But A, that's extra packaging, and B, that means you can't actually like feel them to see whether or not they're soft, and sometimes they are still rock solid, and they stay rock solid for like a week, and then they start to go off. Even though they're still rock solid, which is probably because they picked them too soon, if I had to guess. I'm not an expert in these things, but it sucks. I don't like it anyways. We all know that, incidentally, we all know that Dan is joking. I myself am an immigrant, and I wholeheartedly support, like, immigrants' rights and immigration in general as, like, a good thing. So... Yay. Oh boy. You know what's real fun though? What's real fun is that, you know, if you ever catch someone saying something like not cool about like immigrants or migration or migrants, and then you're like, that's not a really cool thing to say. Also, you do know that like I emigrated here, right? Like, I'm not British by birth. And then they'll sort of like fluster and bluster and basically try and tell you that, oh no, you're fine though. And I'm like, what? Well, what's the difference? What's the difference there, Brian? Go on. You're gonna say the quiet part out loud, or should I just infer it? 'Cause I did. You should feel bad about yourself, anyways. Sorry to get politics on stream. But yes, that's something I care about. Immigration. It's good. You know, people that got, and you know, no, I'm gonna move on, or we'll be here all day. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and find us a picture of a common ringed plover, so that I can reference just what bits of it need to be what colors of plumage. Oh, Josh, you're so cute. Oh, they're so cute. No, look at them. Oh, I like that. I like this picture. This picture is very, very cute. Let me I can just copy that and paste it into this. Oh, look at them. They're so stinking cute. They're so stinking cute. Look. I love their little face. Look at them. No, that's the thanks for watching screen. Hold on. I forgot how to stream. I am so tired. Okay. Here is a ringed plover. Look at their little face. How cute is that? Dan says, reminder to all Brits living in Spain aren't immigrants, they're expats. It's different somehow. Oh, whenever I hear, and it's always specifically Anglophone people who will refer to themselves or others like them as expats and not immigrants, and I just find it just insufferable. It's like, what's the difference? What's the difference? So I will not refer to myself as like a Canadian expat living in the UK. It's like, no, I emigrated here. I am an immigrant. I think it creates this sort of connotative difference of like, you know, immigrant having to certain people who vote for certain political parties, if I had to guess, this feeling of like, oh, people who, you know, have come here to steal the jobs from us. Oh yeah, all the jobs that y'all don't want to do. Cool, okay. Or like, I don't know, just generally people that certain people who have what, you know, maybe some xenophobia, maybe a little bit of racism going on implicitly or explicitly in there, think are some kind of threat. Whereas if, you know, if their pal Janet decides to move to Spain and just live there permanently, well, that's different because she's an expat. Like, get in the bin. Get in the bin. You're... No. Like, no. No. It is fine for people to move to other countries. It is entirely fine for people to move to other countries. People leave this country and move other places, and people come to this country from other places. It's fine. And making that little semantic difference between expats and immigrants. Janet is exporting our culture of roast dinners and weak lager to the south of Spain, and she should feel bad about it. Anyways, you leave Janet alone. Listen, I'm sure Janet's just out there living her best life. Ugh. Though I do remember when Brexit happened and you had like profiles of people in like newspapers and stuff being like, oh, I didn't realize that Brexit would mean that I'd have to give up my villa in Italy and move back to the UK. It's like, what did you expect was gonna happen? What did you expect was gonna happen? I need to move on. Because this is making me incensed. Right, let me pull up my reference photo of the ringed plover here. Oh gosh, they're so stinking cute. They're so stinking cute. And I'm gonna need to blow my nose again because I'm feeling a little bit snuffy. I'm sorry. Anyways, sorry to soapbox there for a minute. But I shall move on to softer pastures in just a moment. Oh, thank God the mic muted. I always have a mild fear when I need to like mute the mic to do something like blow my nose or whatever, that everything is just gonna go horribly wrong and it's not gonna mute properly and y'all are gonna hear me going like, you know? I don't want that for y'all. This is not pleasant. Okay, this is kind of more of a grayish brown than the like gray of the crab plover, so I'm gonna add... And we're just doing like a super light first layer here because we'll want to add in like feathery textures later on. I'm just kind of establishing where these like grayish, brownish, grayish hues are. This is slightly more brownish. A grayish brown, I would say. So I'm kind of blending together my brown and black. And just doing a very light wash. So I don't want too much color on my brush at the moment. We'll see how that does. If that's too light, obviously, I can kind of... Still, Talsis are still on the BRB screen. Well, I'm seeing the art screen, so you may just need to refresh your page, friend. Because I think that might be Twitch not cooperating with you. Because I can see me blinking and talking and my hands moving around. So maybe try refreshing the page. I'm very sorry. It seems like it's working for other people, so hopefully you get that sorted. But apologies for that. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, currently this little creature looks nothing like a ringed foot. Refresh work. Thanks, Twitch. Oh, I'm so sorry, Tals. To be fair, I haven't actually painted anything, so you haven't missed much. So don't worry too much about it. I've kind of just been yakking and hoping that that's okay. So I'm just gonna now start painting in So the ringed plover has kind of a little cap of this brownish gray up here above their eye. And then like a band of black across their eye, and then a little white portion just here above their beak. And then they've also got, we get into, so they've got like a white stripe here on their head, and then sort of a black chunk here, and then the wing sort of coming down into the tail is largely this sort of grayish brown color. So if I kind of go over some of the areas that might end up getting filled in with black, that's not the end of the world, because obviously black is going to cover up any of that anyway, so it doesn't super matter if it's 100% accurate at this point, which I personally love, because that makes my life so much easier, not having to worry about things being completely perfect. I love that for me. Anyways. Oh, that's really dark. Oh, shoot. I think I picked up too much paint. Let me see if I can kind of blend that out. Maybe blot it with a bit of tissue as well. Though I think it's drying down to not quite so severe, so that's all right. That looks okay. Okay, cool. That's a good starting amount. And we will add in some more. Currently we are in like the awkward stage of painting where this doesn't look anything like a ringed plover. This could be any bird. I mean, it couldn't. It's got the plover's leg shape, and it looks like it's tapping the Caspian plover on the shoulder, which is very funny. But that's just kind of, this is like the only configuration where I could actually get all of the birds in roughly the same size. I want to turn this into a sticker sheet maybe of some description if it ends up looking not too janky, but I think I'm gonna have to kind of move them around a little bit. I mean, they're some of them are much too close together. They're like almost touching, which isn't gonna work for a sticker sheet design because you need a little bit of bleed area. Otherwise, you run the risk of, like, you know, there being a slight misalignment and one of the stickers gets like sliced into, or if they're too close together, it's gonna potentially not work properly. So I'd have to shuffle them about a bit if I did decide to make this into a sticker sheet, and maybe change which ones go where, but never mind. I think it'll be okay. We've got a terrible drawing time from Dan of Janet eating fish and chips on a sun lounger. You got it, Dan. Let me grab my terrible drawing time canvas. Just here on the other side of the studio. Okay. Hello. We have there are some fun creatures on this canvas so far. We have, of course, the legendary Charmy Bee from the Sonic universe. So accurate. We have some original concept art of TTS Nicole, our very clever wombat who reads out our TTS messages. You heard her earlier. She is now an emote, by the way, in case you missed it the other week when we did some official art of TTS Nicole. She is an emote now, and I am working on also making her into a stream sticker of the full artwork. Tals has been us on a 3-stream steak. Oh my goodness. Tals, thank you very much for the 3-stream steak. Please enjoy your many delicious steaks, however you may choose. Perhaps with a nice little bit of an herbed compound butter, or a chimichurri, or maybe a nice thick gravy, or they can be any kind of steak that you want. They might be a plant-based steak. It would be for me personally. Or maybe a tuna steak. It's up to you. Do whatever you feel like with those 3 steaks. I hope you enjoy them. Anyways, let me introduce Terrible Drawing Time for anyone who's new here. It is a phenomenon that happens on the stream for some reason because, I don't know, I hate myself and I like to suffer. But I also like to bring y'all joy. More importantly. wherein for 5,000 channel points, I have 5 minutes or less to draw a character or concept of your choosing on the terrible drawing canvas from memory or sight unseen. I accept no responsibility for any psychic damage that may be incurred as a result of your terrible drawing, but generally the psychic damage is self-inflicted, and you'll probably be fine. Anyways, so I'm going to get 5 minutes on the clock and figure out how the heck to draw Janet eating fish and chips on a sun lounger. Oh my goodness. Okay. Right. Where's my clock? There's my clock. Timer, please. 5 minutes starting now. Oh, good. Right. Okay. So first of all, I think I'm actually gonna sort of scoot my paint water out of the way so I don't knock it over, and I'm gonna bring the paper up a little bit because I'm gonna put her down here. Now, how the heck does a sun lounger work? They're kind of like they're chairs that are shaped like kind of this, I think. There's its little frame, and then they'll have like legs that go like that and like that. If memory serves. I haven't been on a sun lounger in a very, very long time, in case you can't tell. This one's going to have some nice little cushions appended to it because it wants to be nice and comfy. But I'm also going to need to draw Janet. And I made the sun lounger really small, so Janet's going to have to be tiny or like a giant woman. Oh no. Well, let's keep this fairly simple, I suppose. So, I'm going to give Janet a pair of really big, dark sunglasses. And a little nose. And a little smile. And she is going to have just the biggest she's going to have one of those huge floppy brimmed sun hats that she's wearing to keep the sun off of her face because of course she is extremely pale because she was born and raised in like an extremely cloudy part of the country. Sam's been in the UK so long, she's forgotten about the sun and all related items. Oh my god. I mean, kind of. Okay, here we go. Here she is in her little... She's got a little swimsuit on. And she's holding thing of fish and chips. Chip, 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 chip. And in her other hand, she's holding one of those little forks, one of those little, like, not paper, those little wood forks. And she has speared a delicious chip. And I'm realizing that I have made her legs two completely different sizes, so let me attempt to correct this. Oh my goodness, Janet. Janet's trying her best, you know? I'm kind of coming around to like Janet, so I'm gonna headcanon that maybe she voted Remain, you know? Maybe she was a good egg. Maybe she recognizes all of the good things that come out of being a part of a larger whole. There we go. She's got her little sandals on. She's got a big bum in her little swimsuit. There we go. And she's got a lot of freckles on her shoulders because she does not wear enough sunscreen which is something I also notice about a lot of British people. It's like, do you not care about your skin? Oh my god. You're gonna give yourself the skin cancer. What are you doing? You go to Spain every other month. You go sit in the sun. You don't put on sunscreen. What do you think is gonna happen? It gives you skin damage. It also ages your skin faster, and you're more likely to get skin cancer. I don't think you want to do that. I think she had a terrible husband, and now that he's dead, she's finally enjoying herself. She really doesn't care too much about politics. Aw. You know, maybe she has, like, a side hustle making, like, artisan candles or, like, I don't know, like, polymer clay jewelry of charming little, I don't know, cats in sunglasses or something. Anyways, here's Janet. And she's just enjoying herself, you know. She's just having a lovely time. Oh, it's great. Anyways, my sister makes polymer clay jewelry. Oh, that's so cool! I have been wanting to mess with polymer clay for a while, actually, but I'm really scared to get back into it because I do not need another pastime that requires a lot of materials. But it is, I love the things you can make with it. I think they're delightful. And I wish I could do it. That's so fun. That's awesome, Dan. Anyways, so here's Janet. Just having a lovely time. Good chips. Not as good as back home, but you know, you make do. Anyways, just sell Sledge's Warhammer stuff to make space. No, Dan, I would never. Anyways, I hope you're happy with your art. But here's something that my moderator / spouse made. Okay? Listen. It is very important to me that you see this little knife rat. Because they are so cute. And I love their little face so much. They're very angry. They're choosing violence. And my moderator / spouse pays half the rent. And therefore is allowed to take up space with his pastimes and the things he enjoys. Just as I am. Anyways, this is a knife rat that was here, and I think is really cute. So there you go. Enjoy the knife rat. And also the absolutely gorgeous paint job that my moderator / spouse did on it. Good job, babe. We love you. Especially me. Dan says I am more thrilled than I have ever been by anything. Honestly, I kind of love her. I think she's delightful. Anywho. Using a chunk of Toblerone as a shield, very good. Oh man, I wish I had Toblerone. I haven't had a Toblerone in absolutely ages. I think around the holidays I was looking for a Toblerone and they only had the like massive giant like 500-gram gift ones that are super expensive because they're so large, and I'm like, no, I want like a single person sized like chocolate bar sized Toblerone. Does such a thing not exist? I just want enough for me. Could I eat one of the big giant ones? Yes. Should I? Absolutely not. That sort of thing should not be encouraged to me. It's dangerous. Like, no. Anyways, so that was a struggle. So expensive though. Toby Larone must be rolling in it. They are quite expensive. But I do enjoy a Toblerone situation. Okay, so I've done the grayish brown bits of the common ringed plover. So let's have a little look-see at the, who should I do this? Let's do the New Zealand shore plover. One of the rarest little birds. I think possibly the rarest plover. But a very rare bird, even in a land of rare birds, in beautiful, beautiful Aotearoa. I would love to visit one day and say hello to one of these little burbs, because they are very cute. But obviously from a respectful distance, because you don't want to be doing anything that might like mess with their like habitats and stuff. So let me show you. I'm hoping that this will really demonstrate like the variations, how many how variable these different birds are, because this is a very different looking bird to either of the two birds that we've looked at so far. The markings of the plumage and stuff are very distinctive. And I think it's really cute that they have just this little, I like the ones that have like a dark face, and then they obviously their eye is very dark as well. But then they'll have like a little ring of like orange or yellow or red around the eye. I think that is very cute. So that's what the shore plover is working with. And they've got little sort of orangey legs as well of varying levels of intensity and a little orangey beak. Very cute. And very much another sort of brownish gray situation. So I think I might actually make it a little less brown, a little more gray. And also that darker patches of plumage are a little bit darker as well in this plover from the looks of it. So they once again have a little cap on the top of their head, and then like a white stripe. So I'm going to try and make the cap quite shallow here. I'm going to realize that this paint is potentially a little bit too dark and blot most of it up. Because once again, I do want to keep, I'm going to add a little bit more water to this to try and thin it out a smidge. Because I want to try and keep this first layer of kind of shady bits quite faint. He is wearing a hat. It's so cute. I'm trying to keep these initial like shady in bits quite, you know, on the very light amount of paint, sort of washy side of things. Just so that, we're able to add details on top of it and it doesn't end up being altogether too dark, which would not be great. Okay, and then the plumage does some interesting things on, I'm looking at sort of a nice side-on view of them here, and the plumage does some interesting shapy things from here. So there's a band, there's like a white band above the eye, and then once we get to the eye, there's like the black across the face, and then sort of into the neck to about here, and then a white tummy, but then this bit sort of moseying on backwards becomes this sort of grayish brown color and onto the wing. So I shall do that. And then into the tail as well. All right, we have the beginnings of a shore plover, and aren't they just the dearest little darlings? We're still on the screenshot. Oh, flip, I painted the whole thing. Oh no, everything's going wrong today. It's a technical difficulty stream just because I didn't stream for like a week, and if I don't do something for like a short space of time, apparently I just fully forget how to do it, so apologies for that. But anyways, you got a real good look at what the shore plover looks like, at least, so that's nice. Yay! Aren't they precious? I hope mine lives up to it. I really do. Sorry about that. Anyways, thanks for sticking around. Okay, that one was fairly quick to do, so let's look at the Caspian plover. And I'll remember to not spend too long showing it to you. The Caspian plover from Central Asia, who has a very different vibe to the shore plover, which I will show you in just a moment if I can pull up a photo. I just love, oh, they're pretty. Oh, these guys are real pretty. They have a little, like, bandana of orange, but as you can see, this plover doesn't really have a lot of black. Their beak isn't particularly orange, it's black, but they do have this little, like, I don't know, little apron, or a little, like, cravat, perhaps, or a little kerchief of orange in the front, and I think that's really, really, really cute. So I'm going to try and and do the that for this one, which will be a fun, interesting challenge. And hopefully it'll turn out okay. Oh, I'm nervous. Anyways, I don't know why I'm so nervous about this one. I'm nervous about all of them because I want to do these funky little creatures justice because they're just so heckin' cute. And I love them very much. Alright, I think I'm going to fill in the brown bits first, which are quite a nice sort of fawny brown. Very pretty brown. Oh, I picked up the wrong brush. Heck, let's clean that because I don't need that right now, and I may not need that at all today, depending on how we get on. I will need that later for feathery dudes. I think at the very least we're going to be able to get the sort of base colors down for all of these burbs. I hope. Okay. Picked up a little additional black, and now I'm just going to once again just add some more water to this. Get a nice light base of this sort of, and it is quite a light, soft. It's a very soft, almost taupe kind of color, I feel like, this one. It's very cute. So we've got sort of, and I've got to go in at a weird angle for this one. We've got sort of this little curve around the top of their head, but then it kind of curves in and also touches their eye and kind of comes out in front just like that. Doot. And then down. So stinking adorable. My goodness. I just love them. I think they're so cute. There we go. Okay. I'm not really worried about getting feathery texture or anything at this point. This is just a color, more or less, to tell me where this color wants to go. Also, I know my bird drawings are not scientifically perfect. I'm not a scientific illustrator. I'm just running on vibes, and I'm running on what feels cute. So if it feels cute and it's a good vibe, and I can tell what kind of bird it's supposed to be, good enough. Anyways, I'm gonna try and make sort of a reddish brownish orange for the, what would you call that? Is that a little cravat? Is it a little bib, a little apron? Something. It's a little area that is this lovely, warm, soft, reddish orange color. It's really, really pretty. Apparently I haven't used very much of this red. Oh shoot, this red is very heavily pigmented. So that's probably going to tip it quite heavily into too red now. That's way too red. Oh no. I'm going to need to add a little bit more orange to that, and probably a smidgen of brown actually as well. A smidgen, of course, is a unit of measurement, is roughly the size of a small pigeon. Anyways, it's a portmanteau. I'm going to add a little brown to kind of, just so it's not too crazy bright. But we still want it to read as that sort of reddish orange color, and I think that'll do it. I think that'll do it quite nicely. It is now, says Tals. Yay! Thanks! Okay, so it basically just kind of starts under the chin quite abruptly, I would say. And then down. Down a little bit of the ways of their tummy to like here. Just a little, it is kind of like a fancy little cravat, I feel like. They look like a little fancy lad. I love it. I think they're a very, very cute bird. I think if you ever happen to be in, as I say, largely Central Asia, if you ever happen to be in like Kazakhstan or Uzbekistan or like those sorts of parts of the world, and you happen to encounter a Caspian plover, I am so jealous, and I love that for you. And I And I hope you also get to avail yourself of some beautiful landscapes, really neat looking cities, and some cool, delicious food as well. Have a great time. I'm going to mute the mic for just a second because I need to blow my little nosy. Sorry of everybody. Pretzels. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm back. All right. Who's next? This is the pied plover, who hails from South America. And I like a pied bird, one of my favorite local birds who I see in my neighborhood. And I actually saw quite a number of when we were in Wales, and I was very excited every time I saw one. And I just Google searched by mistake because I love them so much, is the pied wagtail. So I like a pied bird a lot. I think that they're so cute. Did Sammy just turn into the Uzbekistan tourist forest stand? No. But I don't know. Having seen photos of that part of the world, I'm like, yeah, that would potentially be neat to visit, but it's also one of those places that I know that I never will. Because I don't know. It's really far away, and I feel like it would be very expensive. And also, there is a lot of meat-based cuisine. And I do, with my many dietary restrictions, I do worry about traveling to places where I'm gonna struggle hard to find food I can eat. Like, for instance, I'm not super concerned about traveling to, like, Japan, because I know at the very least there's a lot of things like, sushi and rice balls and, like, food on rice that I can eat. Whereas all of the nice fluffy breads and pastries and stuff that they do, I can't, unless they're made of not wheat flour. But I know I'm not going to starve. In more bread heavy locations, I'm having to, like, desperately Google, like, gluten-free bakery Germany, you know what I mean? If I decide I'm going to travel to there. I think Germany would be fine, actually, for gluten-free stuff. Well, I buy gluten-free stuff that's made in Germany. But it's always a concern for me now, that wheat tries to murder me in large enough amounts. So I'm scared. Anyways, wagtails are so fun, says Tals. Are they not just the loveliest? I think they're so precious. They make me so happy whenever I see them. Sorry for the wagtail diversion, everyone. But on the other hand, let me just show you a photo, because get a load of this absolute friend. We're not painting them today, but you know what? Maybe one of these days I'll paint a pied wagtail as well. I've painted a wagtail before on stream, but they were specifically I repainted the plumage of the gray wagtail in the colors of the non-binary pride flag, because it was Pride Month and I wanted to do a pride bird, so I did a non-beanie birdie, and it was nice. Anyways, Dan says, my football team, the plucky little underdogs, Bournemouth. I like Bournemouth. It was, I made a day trip to Bournemouth once, and it was a hell of a town. Something caught fire next to the bus stop where we were waiting for the bus, and that was terrifying. And the entire city center was filled with smoke. And we had to walk to another bus stop because we couldn't stay there because it wasn't safe. But that was unusual, I feel like, for Bournemouth. We also had a delicious lunch. I had tacos. They were very good. Anyways. Tacos and a very nice non-alcoholic cocktail, if memory serves. It was a nice date day for my person and I. Anyways. That's lovely beach, says Dan. Yes. Anyways, getting distracted. Reading Dan's comment. Plucky little underdogs, Bournemouth, are having an incredible season and might qualify for European competition next year. Woo! So I might have an excuse to go to Kazakhstan, etc., depending on the luck of the draw. Well, I keep my fingers very crossed for you that you get to go someplace cool. Oh my goodness. And if you do, enjoy the delicious and probably extremely comforting meat and rice food. Yum yum. Anywho, oh man, I love food. I'm having scrambled tofu for dinner tonight. And some tofu with some seasonings. I scramble tofu real basic. I crumble tofu up into scrambly looking pieces and I fry it up with some vegetables. I've got some cabbage and some peppers and maybe a little bit of carrot as well. And seasoning, turmeric, chaat masala, garlic powder, and a little tamari. And somehow that combo is perfect, and it's really tasty. Anyways, I very much wish luck to your team, and to you for getting to go someplace cool, Dan. Okay, pied plover, not pied wagtail, which I did indeed type in. So let me try again. Pied plover. There we go. Oh my goodness, they are so cute. They are so cute. No. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm sorry, this is a very cute bird. Y'all. I know I'm saying this about every bird, but y'all, look at this. Look at this bird, okay? Look at him! I love the color scheme of this bird. I think they're so much fun. I love their bright orange legs, which match their bright orange eyeliner. It's very striking, very good look. And they're very distinctive black and white and a little bit of gray plumage. So striking. Do they not look like they could be a model? Like, this bird is so fabulous. Let me show you one other photo of them that, again, is very emblematic of the fabulousness. I just... Y'all. This is a bird that knows how to strut down a catwalk. Come on. Like, very, very impressive. Very striking. Very beautiful. Very demure, etc., etc. Absolute, nothing but the utmost respect for bird photographers bringing us these absolute photographic gems, that I just scroll through endlessly trying to get inspiration for how to draw these little creatures, because most of them, you know, like, I do like trying to draw from real life inspiration, but a lot of the time I can't just go to, like, a coastal area of India and hope a crab plover shows up, so I have to mine the depths of Google image search for a rough idea of the shape and composition of the crab plover's body, and I hope I did an okay job. Anyways. Yes. Anywho. I did have a lovely bird experience recently. Maybe about, like, almost 2 weeks ago now, I guess, because what is time? But a pair of, I don't see, these are the kinds of birds that I know are around in my neighborhood, but I just don't see very often. But a pair of coal tits were in the tree just outside my house, and I could hear the little chirpy chirping, and I looked up, and I could see up in the tree 2 little coal tits dooting around in the foliage, and I was so happy, and it just made, right at the outset of my day, as I was setting off to go do things and be out in the world all day, it just made my day so much, and it was so delightful, and it made me so happy. And then I saw a couple of little, just like, common sparrows later on my walk, also made me very, very happy. I'm very blessed to be in a very bird-filled neighborhood. I am totally terrified that if I move somewhere, I will move to somewhere that isn't just, like, inundated with birds. Because I'm so used to just, like, the constancy of bird song when I go out for walks, and the joy of, like, seeing a couple of magpies hanging out in the park, or, like, some pigeons nesting nearby, or, oh, the time I saw a goldcrest in the tree in the park next to Waitrose. That was the best day ever. Goldcrests are so tiny. It was so stinking cute. It flitted away before I could, like, take a picture or anything, but it was just such a magic moment. It's going to stay with me forever, because goldcrests are the smallest bird in the country. And I was blessed by one. It's so nice. Anyways, I grew up in an area that is plentiful with birds now, but was not when I lived there, because it wasn't nearly as established in terms of having, like, nice big trees and that kind of thing. It was, you know, a recently built suburb at that point, so it was pretty barren in terms of bird content. So living someplace that has a lot of birds is super, super nice. And I'm really scared that if I ever move, I'm going to end up in some new built subdivision where there's just zero wildlife, and it's going to be so depressing. I can't do it, y'all. I can't do it. I need to be in a magical forest. Like a goddamn Disney princess. It's important to my mental health. It genuinely is. I need to just be able to see a bird for my mental health. Is this normal? I don't know. But it is the way I feel. Anyways. Okay. No, this is quite a gray brown. So I'm bringing back some more black to it. And I'm going to try and add quite a goodly amount of water. Even though it's not the lightest brown, I just want to be able to, it has got a nice texture to it, so I want to be able to actually go in and like give it that texture. It's another one that has a little bit of a hat, but the hat is not, it doesn't have too much of a hat up top, I don't think. It's kind of just like a little swoop. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm wondering if I watered this down too much. And you actually can't see it very well. Just a little swoop of grayish. Okay, cool. Enchanted Forest only, except no substitutes, says Styles. It's true, though. It's true. I honestly think that I would feel sad if I didn't have the joy of, like, bird sound just sort of happening regularly in my vicinity. If I didn't have, like, I get up and I get to see a magpie kind of thing. I don't know. It brings me a lot of joy. And I genuinely think that it's beneficial for my mental health. So, yeah, no. There you have it. Now, there is sort of a black stripe at the top of the wing. So I'm going to try and let there be an area for that, I think. If I can. Thus. Okay. Alright, we have parts of the pied plover. Hooray! What an absolute friend. And I remembered to take it off webcam so you were actually watching me paint. Because sometimes when I'm painting, I'm not looking at the camera for periods of time. And that's when bad things happen. Like I don't put it back on my camera. Sorry about that. Anyways. Good tea. I also have a mint tea over here, which is coldish. But that's okay. I feel like mint tea is a tea that can get cold and still be delicious. And I'm correct. That was very good. Okay, and the last one. This is the one that was local to me when I was growing up. The piping plover. They were regulars on places like Lake Ontario, which is near where I grew up. As you can tell by my accent, I'm from South Canada. Hello. Anyway, sorry. I have legit forgot how to exist on the internet at this point, I think. I'm so sorry. Okay, here's a nice representative photo of a piping plover. Let me copy the image into a new tab. Oh, why is it so tiny? Okay, there you go. Fill up the whole screen with your beautiful face. Look at them. Look at them. They're very cute. Anyways. Don't make me break out the accent, Redeem says Tells. I don't know if I could handle it today. I would try my best, but I honestly don't know if I can. So piping plover here has a jaunty little black bandana and a matching little headband just above its eyes, and a nice little sort of black tip on their beak. There's otherwise quite light in color. There's quite a lot of sort of sandy variation in the plumage on this one in particular. Obviously, each bird is unique, and they don't all look exactly the same. But I think this gives a fairly good idea of what the deal is with the piping. Oh God. Okay, I do need y'all to see this picture as well, though, because it's really stinking cute. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Let me make this big so you can see it. Look at him! I love it. Okay, sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna paint the plumage onto the piping plover. I think it wants to be quite gray. There's like a tiny hint of brownishness to it, but it's quite a grayish brown, this one. So, gonna try and do that if I can. I'm actually might blot up a bit of this kind of shading soup that I've got here and kind of start over a little bit. Oh, or just fully absorb the whole thing into my tissue, and I guess I'm gonna have to fully start over. Oh, beans! Well, never mind. Okay, so let me start. This is quite a warm black, actually. So I may be able to get away with doing just mainly gray for this. That might actually work. I have painted a piping plover before. Keen-eyed viewers among you who've been hanging out here for a while might remember a piping plover that I painted back in, was it October? I want to say it was October, if memory serves. I painted a piping plover for Stream Ink. I can find that real quick if you are curious. That was when in October I do like the Stream Ink prompt list, for which I do just like single color paintings. So it's just a monochromatic piece, but this was my piping plover from back then. Just walking along the beach, having a lovely time. It was very fun to paint because I love them and I think they're really cute. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna quickly get some plumage painted onto this little friend if I can, and then we're gonna do a quick BRB when that is done. So the headband is somewhere around here, so we want to go kind of behind that, and then there's sort of a little white sort of eyebrow looking area here almost, so I want to leave that bit unpainted like so, and there's just a little bit of brown sort of on the cheek like that, and then there. So their cap is a little bit, their brown cap is a little bit more comprehensive than some other friends, and then there's the sort of a black ring around their neck, and then beneath that it is just a whole bunch of grayish brown plumage. What fun. Please tell me I put the webcam back on. Oh good, I did. Oh good, I did. Okay. Trying to get a little bit of texture into this one. I'm not sure it's working very well, but we will work on that later. That's a good start in the meantime for this most pipingest of plovers. And at the very least, we've got a good baseline with which to start adding the other. I might do the sort of orange and yellow details of like beaks and legs next, and then work on the more striking sort of black bits and then texture. Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, in the meantime, I got a BRB, so I'll be back in very shortly. Have a nice BRB. Hello. Cute little shore strutter, says Styles. Aw, thank you. Have a lovely BRB. I will be back very, very shortly. Yes, BRB. Let me start over. Okay. We're back. Hello. Let me start by doing the legs of the crab plover, which are very, very pale, but they are actually almost like, I feel like there's a very slight bluish cast to them, but it's kind of a cool toned blue, if there is one. So I'm going to attempt to pick up some of this blue, which I think is not the most pigmented, but this is quite a warm toned blue, so I'm going to add just a smidgen of green to it. But this green is very intense and very pigmented. So I don't want to accidentally turn the whole thing super vibrant green, which is exactly what it did. Flip. Heck. Okay. Gonna have to add more blue to it. Now I can't see the green. Oh man, this is just going to go back and forth forever until I have way too much paint on here because it is so faint. It is so faint that, like, it's barely a whisper of color. It's very light. Look how much water I'm adding to this. This is almost nothing on the palette here. And that's very important because this is super, super light. And we do not want it to be more than this. In fact, that's already too much. And I'm going to have to blot it down with a tissue, so. It's like that. That's how dark it is. It's so subtle. So incredibly subtle. But these guys have these wonderful, very elegant long legs. They're a fancy bird and I love them so much. They also have very serious looking faces, so seeing them like running along the beach with a crab in their beak with this very serious looking face and their super long legs, like blue, blue, blue. It's just, oh man, so good. I love them. They are very fun. Love a crab plover. I am, as you can tell, a plover lover. Anyways, hope everyone had an alright BRB. Welcome back. Hope you are well. Okay. Shall I do the ringed plover's legs and beak now, which are sort of a yellowy orange, I would say. So we can get more into the warmer colors now, which is fun. So, oh my gosh.
Oh hell yeah, Samantha_42 just subscribed. Oh now, I have subbed for the perfect amount of time, which means if I sub any longer I will never get to this perfect number ever again.
Hello Samantha and welcome and thank you so much for this sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I very much appreciate it. 42 months, my goodness, that's almost a year, and that's also the number in your username. How very appropriate. You're quite right. If you sub any more months, it's no longer the fun number. But I don't think it resets the counter if you, like, cancel your sub and then resub. I think it just adds, like, another month to it, so I don't think you can do that. So I guess you're gonna have to stop being subbed to my channel. I'll miss you, but thank you anyways. Anyways, I hope you are having a beautiful Monday. I hope you had a good week while I was off sick. I hope everyone had a good week while I was busy being off sick. Lovely to see the one and only Samantha Junderscore, our dear friend. I'm having a Monday, says Samantha. I mean mood. I did have some shenanigans going on of very boring sort of administrative gubbins when I got up this morning that were not quite so much fun, but I'm having a much nicer time now that I'm painting birds, and once I started drawing birds I was like, yes, this is the good times what I am having right now. I am enjoying myself, hooray. So you know, that's a good thing. But yes, sometimes things be testing me. I'm glad you are no longer sick, says Samantha. Oh, thank you. I am very happy to be, I'm not 100% of the way there, but I'm very happy to be healing. My goodness. It was an adventure. But I hope that I am sort of out of the worst of it now. And I really would like it to not come back. Would very much like for it to just go away and stay away. That would be fine, you know? That would be super okay with me. Just, you can just, hey, being sick, you can just leave. Immune system, you can do your thing. That would be cool. That would be very cool. Anyways. Alright, so our little ringed plover friend needs a beak and some other details, so I shall attempt to fill that in. Anyways, I thought I was no longer sick, then I threw up my breakfast, says Casa. Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, my friend. Oh no. I'm noticing looking at the beak of this creature that I feel like I haven't quite done the beak correctly on this, so I'm gonna just ever so slightly redraw it at the last second. I'm so sorry, but Cass, I'm so sorry that you're having more symptom. That stinks, and I hope that you feel entirely better very, very soon. Very much I do. There, how's that feel? I feel like that feels a little bit more correct. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, I think. And I'm gonna see if I've got a good sort of orangey yellow color for the beak. Do I like it? I like it. That's really cute. Okay. Now the tip of the beak is dark black. So we're not quite going to cover the whole thing, so we have an opportunity for the tip to be a different color. Cassa says, my body decided to wait until the exact time I was supposed to start work and then went, nope. Honestly, sometimes it be like that. I've had illnesses before where I feel like I'm on the mend. I feel like I'm recovering. I feel like I'm recovered. I've been off work for a day or two. I get up, I get on the bus, I'm going to the office. By the time I get off the bus to make the last trek, the last leg of my journey on foot to my office, I'm like shaking and I'm white as a ghost and I feel like I'm gonna barf, and I end up going to the office, sitting there for 20 minutes. Someone comes into my office and is like, should you go home? And I'm like, uh-huh. And then they make me go home. More than once this has happened to me. Hooray. I think actually semi-recently there was one day where I was feeling so ill that like one of my coworkers was like, listen, I'm about to go on lunch. Can I drive you home? I'm like, fine. Oh, I'm so sorry though. That sucks. Cassis says, had to text my manager. She's like, I know I'm supposed to give half-hour notice, but you listen. When the body says go back to bed, you need to rest more. You gotta listen to it. It doesn't always play by the rules of, like the capitalistic workplace. And hopefully your management is sympathetic to that. I need to blow my nose. One moment, please. Blah. Sorry about that. I'm back. Hello. But yeah, I'm so sorry that you're still feeling lousy. I hope you're availing yourself of the opportunity to rest up and feel entirely better. Because you deserve good feelings and overall health, my friend. Very much you do. Okay, this is one of the birds that has a little sort of, yellowish outline around the outside of the eye. So I'm just trying to add that in there. And then I'll paint the actual eye over that. And hopefully it will look fine. I noticed that just looking at my reference, the example reference photo that I've got here, I think the leggies are actually a little bit more on the orange to yellow spectrum. So I'm going to add some more orange, if you will, back into this bent in order to do the foots. Cassis says, luckily I threw up while at the office. Luckily! Oh no! Early on in my time there, so she knows that my migraines can induce very sudden sickness. Alrighty, well at least I'm glad to know that there was understanding, because I think that's important. I do, and I think we should be understanding of these things, and it always upsets me to find out that when there are workplaces that are not understanding of these things, because no one wants to be sick. Nobody wants to be sick, Most people would rather be able to go out and accomplish tasks than be sick. It sucks. I have really hated being sick lately because it has meant that I haven't been able to get the tasks done that I want to accomplish, and I end up not being able to do anything other than like sit and maybe play like a very simple video game. But sometimes I can't even do the video game. I just end up sitting. I maybe am able to scroll Blue Sky, but sometimes nope. All can do is sit. And you gotta listen to yourself when that happens, and you know, otherwise you're just gonna get not doing so great. Anywho, I think you and me share an immune system given how many bugs we keep getting recently, says Casa. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that because my immune system is apparently garbo, and I hope that yours feels better very, very, very soon. I really, really do. It sucks. It's the pets. And I'm sorry. Shore Plover is next. It sure is adorable. I'm sorry that was bad. But on the other hand, oh boy, they're very cute. They are very, very cute. So what I notice about the shore plover is that in general, I feel like they have paler legs than they do beaks, and it's quite a bright orange. So I'm going to try and lean into that. We should outlaw being sick, says Samantha. Viruses are now illegal. Yes, absolutely. It should be law. Wholeheartedly agree, my friend. That would be very, very good. Very wise. Yes. 100%. Okay. This is actually such a warm orange. I might actually add a smidgen of red to it. What's this? A smidgen of red? Ooh. Ooh, spicy. I like it. I like it. That's really pretty. Anyways, I very much wish the very best of health to absolutely everyone here. Y'all deserve to feel real good. Really and truly. Myself included. Because I did not enjoy not being able to stream for a whole last week. I wanted to do this last week. I was really looking forward to it, and I didn't get to, and that made me feel sad. I'm happy to be doing it now, though, at least. But yeah, I missed getting to do it before. You know, on account of the whole I was too sick to do anything. But also certainly when I was in like the thick of constant nose blows and coughing all the time, even if I somehow managed to speak for like 2.5 to 3 hours, it would not have been pleasant, I think, to watch or to listen to. And when it comes to like, you know, this is content. So I'm very mindful of, is this content going to harm me physically if I attempt to do it? But also, is this content going to be enjoyable for other people to be present for? And if the answer to both of these questions is no, then it's a much wiser decision for me to not do it, which is why I didn't stream at all last week. Oh, very sorry. Right. What other colors do I need for the Caspian plover then? What other colors do I need? Take a look at my little references. Caspian plover. What color are those legs? They're quite... The legs are quite... So the beak is black and the legs are quite subtle. They're kind of a... They seem to kind of vary between almost sort of yellowish and like just sort of a sandy gray beige hue. So I'm gonna go with sort of a yellowish brown gray because I think just to welcome a little bit of variation into our cast of characters, I want to try and keep things as interesting as I can. So I will do sort of a very pale but slightly yellowish gray. I think could be interesting. And now I just need to water that right down. See, how the heck does that look? Super watered down. Okay. I'm gonna try it and see how it looks, and if it looks really bad, then we'll forget this ever happened. Yay! Oh, jeez. Anyways, I hope y'all have exciting dinners lined up, or if not exciting, then at least deliciously comforting dinners. I am looking forward to my scrambled tofu, which is a favorite in this house. It's simple and just a nice Monday night kind of situation, I would say, as far as foods go. I'm gonna blot that down a little bit because they are quite light, but it's just got a little bit of a yellowish cast to it, which is a little bit different. What about the pied plover? What are the colors of the pied plover? It's quite black and white if memory serves, but let me just pop onto that's a pied wagtail. There's the pied plover, but it does have some very striking, very reddish orange. Very reddish orange. That's exciting. I have had an adequate mushroom and tofu stir fry, says Tal's. Adequate? Sometimes that's perfect. I hope you enjoyed it. That sounds like fun. I do love a tofu situation. And I am indeed also having tofu for dinner, so like high fives to that. Hell yeah. That is so red that I think I might need to add a little bit of orange back into it. But a very pretty color nonetheless. But this does want to be quite a bright reddish orange on the pied plover, actually. And it is just the legs, and it's like very fashionable eyeliner. Which is really cute. So let me just get a nice thin stripe of eyeliner on here. And if any of these stripes of colorful eyeliner end up being too thick, I've got great news. I can just make the black circle in the middle a little bit bigger if I decide that the eyeliner is too thick. I think the eyeliner on the shore plover is a bit much, so I'll probably make the black circle in the middle a little bit larger. But that's easy business. That's very easy to do at that point. So I'm not concerned at this point about it. Ooh, hello leggies. Hello little leggies. There we go. Oh, this is so bright. But it's such a fun color. The little knee. Can't see the little knee joint from behind the other one, but there it is. Okay. All right. These birds are starting to kind of come together, I feel like. They still all look really janky and weird, but I feel like you're starting to get the idea. We're probably going to have to continue this next stream, I think, because I don't think I'm going to finish it today. But we can add... We're continuing to add touches, at the very least, to what we've got going on here. Now, the last one I need to add the, like, colorful bits to is the piping plover, which is, again, a softer, more sort of yellowish orange, almost a slightly muted orange in comparison, but also does have a little bit of, like, sort of yellowish orange eyeliner. So, I think I'm going to have to make another little puddle here, because that is way too red to try and claw back. So let's instead grab a little orange, give my brush a little rinsey-do, grab a little bit of our yellow, thus, and how's that orange looking? That's quite a yellowish orange. I think I might actually add just a wisp, just the tiniest wisp of brown to it. And that's our color. That's perfect. I really like that. Okay, good. Good. I'm going to take a sip of my tea because I think my voice is getting a little bit hoarse. Nay. Much better. Okay. And I've just got my little reference photo up here for my piping plover who likes to pipe. I don't know what kind of pipes do they play. Do they play pan pipes or a pipe organ? Or are they a plumber? I honestly haven't the foggiest. Or do they like a Super Mario style warp pipe? Whomst to say? Not I, little friend. Not I. You pipe however your heart desires. I don't know what that means. Anyways, the very tip of the beak, again, is black, so I've left a little space for that, though its size may change depending on how I'm feeling about it. And once again, I'm just going to water this down a little bit for the legs, which are a little bit lighter in color. And actually, it looks like there's a little bit of feather coverage on the leggies, so let's extend this all the way up to the body. But give it a little bit of head space up top for some little feather fluffs. Nifty. Okay, cool. We've got most of the colors of the piping plover here, but we also need a little bit of eyeliner. They have a tiny bit of eyeliner that is even yellower than this yellowish orange, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more of my yellow, which, if memory serves, is... Oh, what yellow is this? Shoot, I forget what yellow this is. These paints are from that set of paints that where I mix every color with a little bit of Potter's Pink, if memory serves. Which is a very subtle palette in terms of the changes of color, because Potter's Pink is a very subtle pigment. It's very light, and you do have to load up quite a bit of it to get a nice bold color in my experience. But it is a lovely color. I am a Potter's Pink enjoyer. It's like a soft kind of, it's a soft sort of dusty brownish pink. So it's very pretty. Anyways, look at them. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Do they smoke a pipe as they sit on the dock by the water? Oh my goodness, maybe they do. Now I'm imagining that they have one of those old like fisherman's caps on as well, smoking their pipe and just saying like very esoteric, wise words about the sea to anyone who happens to stop by. And people are like, "Oh, okay, Plover, I'll see you later." And they're like, "You gotta respect the sea like she's a beautiful woman. And you gotta respect a woman like she's a beautiful woman. And the sea is a beautiful woman. Don't forget it." And you're like, "Okay, I'll see you later. Thanks, bud. I'm going to Loblaws. Do you want me to pick you up anything?" Yeah, if you could pick me up like a bag of rice-a-roni, that'd be cool. All right, cool. Anyways, I need to blow my nose again. I'm sorry, one moment. Okay, I think having completed this round of plover accoutrements, I think I might call it there for today. We've been going for an amount of time, and I've spent most of that unmuted, so I think I'm going to call it there for today, before I overtax myself and can't do anything tomorrow. But I've had such a nice time hanging with y'all. I've missed you so much, and it's so good to be back. I've got a lot of hopefully exciting things coming up for streams. At some point, I would really like to do the Moomin Game DLC on an upcoming Thursday. I'm playing Daddish on Fridays. I'm looking forward to finishing that. I've got so many things that I want to paint, so many paints I want to use. There's just a lot. There's a lot, and I hope you'll hang out for it. I've got a couple of miniatures that I want to paint. Like this little guy, who is a little goblin archer riding a doggy, which is just the stinking cutest. And also this gorgeous figurine that my moderator/spouse bought me for Christmas, which I need to paint at some point soon, who's very cute as well. A little guy. I'll show you when I can, because it's currently still in its box. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. I will be back on Thursday. I'd better not get sick again, damn it. All things being okay, and I'm knocking on wood as best I can here. I will be back on Thursday doing more art stream, finishing up these little plover portraits, and hopefully having something that I can turn into a sticker sheet at the end of it, because I would like to do a little mini shop update in March probably. And if this looks cute, I will add them to it. So that might be fun. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna send you off in the direction of a oh geez, you know, this is a great time for the camera to fail because we're about to leave anyway, so who cares? Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna send y'all now to, hoping that they're not just about to finish. I'm just gonna check and make sure that they're not just about to finish before I start the raid, because I've done that before and it's really embarrassing. But no, he's just doing some art. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna send you to Band, because we haven't raided Band in a little while, and Band is really sweet. Very cool person. And I'm gonna pop in a generic raid message. And I'm gonna thank y'all for hanging out. I'm gonna put some birds in the raid message. So if you have the emotes, if you're subbed, feel free to grab the emotes with the message. If you don't have the emotes, you can just say generic raid message or append whatever cool emotes that you do have. It's all good. I will be back on Thursday. I will thank y'all for hanging out with me in the meantime, and I am going to end the stream before it kicks me out. So thank you all so much for watching. I can't believe we made it all this far into the stream, and just before we ended, the camera decided to go kaput. But, you know, it's possibly the best possible outcome. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Good night, and good luck.